I had no idea that cheese quesadillas were such a commitment.
We the best.
Do you remember one of the first videos that I made was like at that table? Yeah, it was like back in the day. I was only like a month or two into. I think that happened. Anyway, I'm doing like story-based things now instead of like daily. So it's more like the video that I made of the picture I'm putting up. It's been like 3 days. It's gonna be one video.
Nice.
So they're like overlapping storylines. It's a little hard to keep track of now, but it's gonna be fun. I don't think so, no. Not at all. This lighting is terrible. I look like I'm in a horror film. Ah! There was just a really big crashing sound downstairs and the music stopped. And I think that can only mean one thing. That my lights and also the sound system got ripped. Oh, God! Woo! Okay! What a situation. I don't... What do I do? Fuck. It's been 3 days since that series of moments you just saw, and all of the balls are in other people's courts, and all of my responsibilities have been dealt with, and the only projects I have to work on this week are my own. And that feels so good. What else? I would like to tell you a few stories about personal relationships, about the way I'm living my life and relating to other people, and about what's new and what's up and what's exciting. So that's what this video will be about. But right now I'm at my parents' house and everyone's going to bed. So I'll talk to you in just a little bit. Right, so as you can see, I fixed it. The lights are back on again. And it's much more secure now. Instead of little nails, I have these huge screws, which are the same thing I used for the painting upstairs. I keep calling it a painting, even though it's definitely not a painting. It's a picture. It's a 15-foot print. Anyway, let's talk about this stuff that I said I wanted to talk about. So the clip at Chipotle that I was talking about earlier in this video, that was right after the DJ Khaled video, actually. Because I sent that to Megan. He talks directly to Megan in the original video, and I cut it out of the version that's on YouTube. Because he was going vegan for the like 90 days that I happened to meet him during, and so he was like, "No way, you have a vegan friend too? Let me say some words about that." And it was great. But when I showed her that video, we were sitting at that table in Chipotle, and it wasn't one of my first videos, but it was like when I was really starting to get into the feel of making 3 videos a day last year. I'm just gonna sort of mentally vomit on you for a couple minutes. So if this is not your favorite type of video, think of this like a floor talk, right? If floor talks aren't your thing, stop watching this video now. In fact, I think I should get on the floor to talk about it. Yes! And I can use the thing that I've been using to stretch my foot because of my ankle sprain as a pillow. This is brilliant. Floor talks are so much easier now. So I had the experience recently of getting to know someone pretty intimately during the course of a 20-hour first date who will remain nameless and referenceless for the sake of being open about them in a video. And I just sort of automatically gave the same spiel that I've given on every other first date in the last 2 years, which is, hey, I'm not looking to date anyone. Not trying to get in like a full-time relationship. Don't really have time for that sort of thing because I'm working so hard on these various different projects that I'm super curious about. And I realized that for the first time in 3 years I've been giving that spiel, it doesn't actually feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way. I am no longer not looking for like primary relationship. I would be open to dating someone, I think, is the easy way to say that in like a normal person, you know, words. But it's just been a while since I had a normal dating relationship, and so I didn't really know how to say that. And it just sort of it hit me. I didn't say anything about it at the time, but I've been reflecting on that for the last week or so. Like, ooh, this is a new feeling. I've never really openly considered dating anyone in the last 3 years, except for Ansley, obviously. She's busy dating other people and having a good time, and I asked her last time she visited here if she ever wants to make a video about that, and she was like, eventually, but not right now. And I was like, okay. But anyway, I think I've talked about it a little tiny bit in videos, but never really specifically. We've had an open relationship for the last 3 years, and it's been like a joy and really fun and really good and healthy and beneficial for both of us. She lived here in Colorado for a year before I ever started making videos, and I started making videos about 4 months after she left to go live in Pittsburgh. And obviously, I mean, you've seen how we act together in videos when she's visiting or when I'm in Pittsburgh. We've always been, at least for the last like half a decade, we've been each other's people. Our families are really close and we're there for each other. But we have, I don't know, we realized that we didn't want to get married when she was living here for a year, and that we needed other people in other relationship types in our life. And so we put ourselves in a situation where we were open to those things. And it's been really good and fun and beneficial. And it's also been good practice for both of us to be intentional about talking with expectations and desires and that sort of thing in other relationships we set up with other people. The strangest thing about this, like, non-standard dating situation, I suppose, is that whenever I talk to people who are between my age and 40 about it, they're very, like, sketched out and skeptical, and they'll be like, oh, that's really weird, don't you get super jealous? Like, and sometimes people aren't that critical, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are like, oh, cool, I have a couple questions about that. But the majority reaction is like, oh, that's weird. Which is fine. It is weird. But whenever I talk about it with people who are over 40, the response I get is nothing like what I expected. Like, I would expect people my grandma's age, no offense, Grandma, to be like, ooh, that's weird. Why are you doing that sort of thing? No one should do that. But instead, the response has been like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's what dating used to be like when I was your age. Just like, oh, you're like dating, you're going on dates with people. You're not, the moment you find someone that you're attracted to, instantly binding yourself to that person and having a committed, monogamous dating relationship. Monogamy was like for marriage, and dating was for dating. And those things used to be distinct, and they are not anymore. Dating relationships are very much like mini practice marriages now, and that's new. Just not something I realized before I started doing the open relationship thing with Ansley and talking with people about it. So yeah, I suppose this is just a video for me to reflect on the internet about the fact that my position has changed for the first time in 3 years with respect to what I'm open to having relationship-wise. I don't know where else to go with this little rant, but I do know that I am literally laying underneath the speaker that fell down earlier in this video, and there's a good chance I'm gonna die if it falls down again. So I really hope it's more sturdy this time than it was, you know, a little earlier. Yeah, I'm gonna go.